Wednesday, and in case you didn't already know, new comics hit the shelves of local comic book shops every single Wednesday, making it New Comic Book Wednesday, and I am going to go over my new comic book pull list and give you all some reviews in today's video. What's up, everybody? Trinity here, your favorite AfterShock Comics ambassador. Smash that like button, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and let's get right into today's video. There will be some timestamps down in the description if there's a specific comic that you want to jump ahead and take a look at. And before I get into my pull list and reviews, let me know what's on your comic book pull list this week, and let me know what your favorite book of the week was. Now, starting right off with AfterShock Comics, we've got My Date with Monsters, issue number 1. This book is being written by Paul Tobin. It's got art by Andy McDonald, colors by DJ Chavis, and lettered by Taylor Esposito. I'll let you see those names right there. Go ahead and take a look at those, and you can see some of the art here in this book as well. Now, this book is very interesting. What we see is the government is out there kind of enacting a plan, and they have these drugs that they make people take every single day to prevent people from dreaming, because essentially what happened is the government was trying to weaponize people's dreams to turn against their enemies and make their dreams come to life, so they can, kind of control and, kill their enemies, or whatever have you, that their plan was with all of that by weaponizing these dreams. So they made these pills called Blanket to prevent people's dreams from coming true. And their solution to this problem is basically kind of what's setting up the interesting part in this story. I do not want to spoil that. But what we find out is there is a few specific people and one particular person. They are looking to have to prevent their dreams from becoming true and getting out of this whole ordeal. And we see in the story, our main character here is one of the scientists who actually helped develop the technology that they would use to weaponize these dreams. And we kind of see how she gets all caught up in this story, and that's kind of what we see here. The story opens up with her getting ready to go out on a date with somebody, to which she seems really reluctant, and getting ready to leave her daughter in the care of a caretaker, a babysitter. And I don't know the proper terminology for it these days. I would hate to say a babysitter. I mean, maybe you're a child care technician. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. We see that she's reluctant to go on this date, but she actually has this kind of this troll, this ogre, that actually goes through and just like eats all these monsters that are coming to life through some of these dreams. So altogether, I thought this book was very good. Definitely one worth checking out if you're into like the whole monsters and horror and stuff like that. Now, this one didn't seem like I love my body horror stuff. This one didn't seem too much like that. It was more like monsters and things like that. But very interesting here, the kind of setup with this book. And again, written by Paul Tobin. Interested to see where this one is going. Let me know down in the comments below if you have read My Date with Monsters, or if you plan to, and what you thought about it if you have read it. Let me know down in the comments below. Moving on into our next book, Ablaze Publishing. Here we have, this is the Cimmerian, the People Beyond the River, or Beyond the Black River. I knew it was something like that. Beyond the Black River, issue number 2 right here. Now, the thing I like about this book right here on Ablaze Publishing, the Cimmerian, is that they are actually taking and pulling these from the original Robert E. Howard scripts. They have those here at the very end of the book. You can turn here in the back, and they have all of the scripts that they basically pulled all this from, the source material, if you will, that they have in this book. Now, they've been doing these. I believe this is only another 2-issue story arc. They did that with the last series as well. And pretty much every time they change writers and artists on this altogether, every single series. And most of them have been made up of 3-issue arcs, and these last 2 had just been 2 issues. But this one was written by Matthew Gabella, And the artist is Anthony Jean, and the letterer is Desi Cienti. And you can see all the different cover artists here on this book as well. I'll show you all those names right there. Now, again, like I just said, this is the wrap up of a 2-issue story arc where we see that there was these Picts. Isn't that what they call them? Picts that were going through and killing people. You know, these just basically they live in the forest. They seem like cannibalistic, and they're out there just going into people's towns and ravaging and killing and pillaging and all of that stuff. And we see that Conan ended up coming upon this other guy, ended up meeting this guy. They kind of team up, and they were trying to go to warn others that the Picts were coming. And they get to this one town, and it was already completely slaughtered, and that's what we see here. And then they go off the other direction for safety to get away from these Picts, and they end up coming across a few other people as well, and do everything they can to try to save them from being killed by all these Picts. I'll show you some of the art right here. Altogether, you know, I've really enjoyed all of these Cimmerian stories here on Ablaze Publishing. They've done a very good job, I think, adapting from the original Robert E. Howard scripts. And also the other thing is, like, the art probably isn't for everybody. The art sometimes, like me, I love the art in these books. Sometimes, you know, like in the very first volume, there's some of them like, I don't know. It took me a while to really get into. But in a lot of these, there's just some really great detail and things like that when you get into a lot of these books. And altogether, I really do enjoy the Cimmerian on Ablaze Publishing. Definitely one I think you should check out. Let me know down in the comments below if you have ever read the Cimmerian on Ablaze Publishing and what you think about it, or if you plan to pick this up this week. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. The next book we have here is on AWA Upshot. This is Out, issue number 2. This book is being written by Rob Williams. It's got art by Will Conrad and colors by Mark Lesko, and it is lettered by Sal Cipriano. The cover artist is Tim Bradstreet. I'll show you those names right there. Again, AWA Upshot, I have really enjoyed a lot of the books that they have done so far, and this one is no different. This one is kind of a retro tale, a throwback. Most of the books in the AWA Upshot universe kind of take place in this post-apocalyptic world in which, like, this virus has kind of killed a lot of humans throughout the world. Some of them got powers and stuff like that. And that's kind of where a lot of the shared world comes in, this kind of post-apocalyptic world. Where Out here is talking more about we're talking about World War II here, being in like Nazi Germany and things like that. As a matter of fact, I think this story takes place in Bavaria, Neuschwanstein Castle, Bavaria. Prisoner of war camp in 1944. I can't pronounce that name. But that's where this story is taking place. This kind of this prisoner of war camp, and we see that the Nazis actually have this monster that they're using against their enemies, trying to kill them and stuff like that. Very interesting that what they're doing here in trying to harness this monster to obviously use against their enemies or for whatever reasons. Obviously, they're trying to win a war, right? And we see here that they're using this monster, but we see that there is kind of this prisoner that we got introduced to in issue number 1 that has great communication skills and can really speak a bunch of different languages and things like that. And we see that he actually has this communication and can understand what this monster is saying. And he basically, in this one, gets kind of recruited by the Nazis here in this book. Altogether, I've got to say, I've really enjoyed this series so far. In 2 issues, Rob Williams has done a pretty good job. Now, with a title like Out, I can only kind of guess where some of it's going to go from there. But hey, it's been a good story. And like I said, I've really enjoyed a lot of these books here on AWA Upshot. And again, Will Conrad's art here, very recognizable from a series. I've never seen a whole lot of his stuff, but I know his art is very recognizable from a series he did here on AWA Upshot as well, called Red Border. that was another very good book. I'll show you a little bit more of the art here. Again, another book I would, if you want something that is kind of a horror story, definitely some body horror in here. World War II kind of throwback. Definitely one worth checking out. I've enjoyed out so far. But let me know down in the comments below if you have been reading it and what your thoughts are on it. The next one on AWA Upshot is Telepaths, issue number 3 of 6. Now, this book right here is being written by J. Michael Straczynski. This is kind of the architect of the AWA Upshot shared universe of stories here. Again, being written by J. Michael Straczynski. The artist and cover artist here is Steve Epting. The colorists are Brian Reber with Laura Martin, lettered by Sal Cipriano. I'll show you those names right here. You can see all those names right there. Now, this book right here is kind of telling us there's this event that had happened on Earth in which everybody basically passed out for like 30 seconds. I'll show you some of this art here. Everybody passed out for 30 seconds, and what it was due to was these solar flares that were taking place on the sun. And we see that there's like this scientist who's kind of investigating these things, these solar flares, and the effect that they're going to have on humanity or just the world at large. And we seen in issue number 1, like he was having this seminar kind of when a lot of this stuff was going down. We seen he was having the seminar explaining everything, and then eventually this whole scenario went down, and he's kind of being looked to as somebody who, by the government, who kind of knows what's going on here. What we also see is that due to this, these solar flares, people end up getting these telepathic powers, and through these last few issues, we have seen people finding out exactly what they can do with those powers. Now, naturally, one of the things we find in here is that the criminals end up being able to control their powers a lot sooner and learning everything quicker than the people, the government and the cops and things like that, the people who are trying to stop them. I guess you could say the more innocent part of the population, where we can see in this one, at this one facility, these criminals had busted out, and they are making quick progress in learning their powers and things like that. Altogether, through 3 issues, I have really enjoyed this series. Again, written by J. Michael Straczynski. He has done a fabulous job just getting in and writing this whole AWA Upshot shared universe of stories. Again, I have really enjoyed it. Definitely a recommend on Telepaths. If you're not already reading it, make sure that you go out and pick this one up today at your local comic book shop. And let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below if you have been reading Telepaths and what you have thought about it. The last book on my comic book pull list this week is on IDW Comics. This is Canto III Lionhearted, issue number 4. This book is being written by David M. Boer. The art is by Drew Zucker, colors by Vittorio Estone, and lettered by And World Design. I'll show you those names right there. You can get a look at those, and you can see some of the different covers that they have there for the book. You can see some of the art here in this book as well. Now, in case you haven't been reading Canto, it's about this this little guy. He's kind of you see him there on the cover. He's fighting to free his people from being enslaved. They were put enslaved, and their hearts were removed and replaced with clocks. And him and his people, he saved his people from being enslaved in the city of Arcana. But since they've got out, they are still enslaved because they still don't have their hearts back, and they're trying to get their hearts back. And along the way, Canto has been kind of freeing other people and helping them, bringing them into his cause. This has been a real hero's journey going on in Canto. If you haven't been reading Canto, I don't know what you're waiting for. This series has been absolutely great. Definitely one for all ages. Again, just kind of this fantasy tale telling what's going on here. And in here, Canto, in this issue, Canto is learning more about the slavers, the people who were there in Arcana, keeping his people enslaved, and learning that even those people were enslaved by the Shrouded Man. The Shrouded Man who everybody is going through in here. Towards the end of this book, I'm telling you, just gets into some really great stuff. Now, I don't think they have ever quite hit the peak that they did in the first story arc of Canto. And again, it's hard to. You're not going to continuously be able to hit some of those things, especially like at the very beginning of the story, because those were the things that really dragged us, or they really grabbed us, and not dragged. They grabbed us in and kept us here for this series. The series has continued to be good throughout that, especially like the main series. I know they've had a couple of one shots and a couple little other little things in between, and I think the only thing wrong with those was like, I noticed in some of the art I just wasn't into. We've got Drew Zucker, one of the creators here of Canto, doing the art in the main story arc. But altogether, I think Canto 3 is absolutely must read. Issue number 4 is absolutely great, just seeing continuing this tale of Canto. But let me know down in the comments below if you have been reading Canto and what you have thought about it so far. Now, before I let you all go, guys, today I want to talk about and show you guys one of my local comic book shops. That's Horizon Comics here in Lancaster, California. They are having this exclusive here of Radio Apocalypse on Vault Comics. It's available right now. You can go to their website. I will leave a link pinned in the comments section where you can go and check out their website and purchase. They have this issue number 1 of Radio Apocalypse, a store exclusive. Now they have different ones that you can get. They have 2 different books that they are doing. They are doing this one right here, the regular trade dress that they have for, I believe this one is $15, and then they have the Virgin variant for $20. And this book, this cover is being done by B2rian Lopez-Santos. And they have this right here. Like I said, they got the trade dress and they've got this Virgin variant. They've also got where you can get the 2 of them for $30 together. So you get $5 off. They've also got another tier here where you can get the trade dress signed with a certificate of authenticity. They've also got where you can get the Virgin variant signed with a certificate of authenticity as well, and I believe those are $30 and $35 for the Virgin variant, respectively, with those certificate of authenticity. They also have where you can get both of them for $60. So again, you get $5 off. They also have another tier where they are doing the CGC graded. The trade dress is going to be $120 signed and slabbed, and they've also got the Virgin variant signed slabbed for $130, or you can get both of those for $240 as well. Again, I will leave the description pinned in, or the website pinned in the description of this video, where you can go and check that out. And don't worry, you don't have to be local. They will do shipping on these books for you. Again, that is from Horizon Comics right here in Lancaster, California. Make sure you go check them out. Make sure you tell them that I sent you. This book, Radio Apocalypse, is a very good book. I've read it already. The great people over at Vault Comics sent me out a copy of this to read. It's a post-apocalyptic tale in which these people are there's different settlements going around. And we don't really know what happened, although we know that at nighttime, these Xenos, I believe that's what they're called, Xenos, kind of go through and scour the world, and they look like a body horror hyena. They look all crazy and stuff, and they obviously eat humans and things like that. And through the issue number 1, we meet a couple of our characters and kind of what's set up. One kid was breaking into this radio station known as Radio Apocalypse, the last radio station out there, broadcasting out to the greater unknown and anybody out there who might be listening. And they have these different settlements, and we meet another couple of people who are heading to one of these settlements and are having some issues getting there. And one of the friends ends up having to leave the other one behind because she is injured, and going to the town to get some help. But night is coming fast. And altogether, I thought this issue number 1 of Radio Apocalypse is very good. Definitely worth checking out. Definitely worth you going to check out and buy this Horizon Comics exclusive cover. Like I said, make sure you go buy one. Tell them that I sent you, Trinity, over here at the 2nd Street Marvel. But anyway, guys, that's all I've got for today's video. Let me know, again, down in the comments below, what's on your comic book pull list this week? What did you think about this video and my reviews? And let me know all your thoughts on any of these comic books that you have read. Thank you all so much for being here today. If you're not already, please make sure you're subscribed. Click the little bell and all of that good stuff. Notifications turned on. Give the video a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down if you don't like it too. It's all good. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. But while you're at it, make sure that you share it with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the 2nd Street Marvel. You all have a very good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.